Welcome to DeenReport. For Muslims, by Muslims. Here are your top stories of the day, what's happening, what's verified, and why it matters for Muslim communities around the world. Let's get into it.
In Spain, Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola stepped onto a Barcelona charity concert stage and delivered a blunt message about Palestinian children in Gaza. Wearing a keffiyeh and greeting the crowd with "Salam alaikum," Guardiola said the world has left them alone and called on those with power to step forward and act. In his speech, he described seeing images of children searching for their parents in the rubble and warned against treating the suffering as something distant or irrelevant. The clip spread quickly online, drawing praise from many who say public solidarity matters, including Muslims who feel Palestinian civilian suffering is too often minimized, while others argued football should stay out of politics. His remarks come as aid agencies continue to warn that Gaza's humanitarian needs remain severe even during a ceasefire, with children still being killed and families facing deep shortages. For full coverage, visit DeenReport.com. A U.S. immigration judge has granted asylum to Guan Heng, a Chinese citizen journalist who says he secretly filmed detention sites in Xinjiang and later shared that footage online. Evidence supporters say helped document alleged abuses against Uyghur Muslims. Human rights advocates and press freedom groups argue that if he were returned to China, he could face severe punishment because his reporting challenged an intensely controlled narrative around Xinjiang. Even with the asylum decision, the case is not fully over. U.S. officials may still appeal, and Guan has remained in immigration custody since an enforcement operation in August 2025. The story is being closely watched because it touches two big questions at once: whether those who document persecution will be protected, and whether the world will treat the Uyghur crisis as an ongoing human rights emergency rather than a forgotten headline. For full coverage, visit DeenReport.com. Kazakhstan saw a notable jump in new mosques coming into operation in 2025. Official construction figures reported by local media put the total at 20, up about 54% from the previous year. Much of the activity appears to be outside the biggest cities, with several projects linked to regional areas, including Kizilorda, suggesting a focus on community-level prayer spaces rather than one headline project. For many Muslims, the impact is practical: less overcrowding, shorter travel, and easier access for families. But it also sits inside a system where religious activity is closely regulated, and that shapes how mosques register, operate, and engage the wider public. Supporters call the expansion a positive sign for local communities. Rights monitors say it's also worth watching how oversight affects religious life. Either way, this is about more than buildings. It's about how faith is organized, supported, and practiced day to day. For full coverage, visit DeenReport.com.
Thanks for watching DeenReport. For Muslims, by Muslims. That's your top 3 stories of the day. We'll be back tomorrow with your next daily briefing. And if you want the bigger picture, join us each week for our weekly roundup, bringing together the key developments you may have missed. For full reporting, visit DeenReport.com.